commissioned officers and enlisted in the Army of Gmodism. It's your Lord High Admiral speaking, and we're back with the bomber trials. This time, we're going to test bombers against some pretty fast foe. They are known as the Sidewinders. Very, very fast craft, very easy to kill, but, well, if you can hit it. So we're gonna see how your designs will perform, and it will be highly interesting to see that. A special mention is that our former Captain Scoobrox has upgraded himself to the rank of Commodore, and then has climbed the ranks again due to his valor to Admiral. So we will be having a build project coming up in the near future. Anyways, let's get out there and check your bombers. The Deepwater Guard Sidewinder. Or no, it's something else. I haven't played Ashes yet. We'll get there. Anyways, this is the Sidewinder, as you can see here. We're gonna take a little quick look at it. You can see it's pretty darn fast. That's the reason why we chose this vehicle. It has a top speed of about 100 meters per second, despite being bound by land. It offers some light anti-air guns and some, well, I guess that's more harpoon or something. Not really sure what's loaded in these missiles. It actually seems to be explosive. In any case, here you can see we are relying on a, is this a steam thruster setup? Anyways, it's a very beautiful, very cool design. We shouldn't admire it too much, however, because our goal is to destroy it. But this vehicle deserves some mention slash condolences, because there is a certain pufferfish inside of here who will hopefully meet a very violent end very fast, very soon. In any case, let's go and spawn the first bombers in the list. We're probably not gonna be able to fit everyone in one episode, by the way. We're going with the same order as before. So here we have Adnecrius coming up here. So let the game go. I forgot something. I had one hold spawn very close. So we're spawning 2 Sidewinders here. And we're gonna see how the story Hana will, well, first detect the foes and then deal with them. So we're having 2 different foes here, so we can see how it chooses to basically deal with a cloud of enemies. When we put in a bomber to deal with a situation like this, we obviously want the bomber to be able to deal with such small threats like this one. However, it also needs to be able to deal with them in a kind of group, so it doesn't get completely confused that it's 2 of them. Because as understood, the small bomb, like the small Sidewinders, they're so easy to kill if you can hit them, but they can confuse some slower bombers like a lot. The reason why we need to be able to take out fast targets like this is that we actually need to be able to employ, you know, a nice little bomber against a target threat, which is consisting of a couple of tiny land-going vehicles. If we don't have the time to put in land reinforcements, that's a perfect job for a couple of, well, bombers to deal with. And even though the Sidewinders are really tiny, each of them costs 25,000 materials. I believe they are pretty inefficient designs, but in general, we want a bomber to be able to punch upwards. Why I thought it was relevant to see how we're dealing with a tiny little crowd of them. If we can send out a bomber to reliably deal with a tiny threat like this. I do believe that the story Hana will insta-kill them if it's able to hit. but it may not be. So far, we haven't dealt too much damage. We are going to do reruns if we need to, if the craft is getting damaged in a way so it kinda suffers some issues there. Okay, I think we need to do like this. However, I believe that the story Hana should be able to take some fire from these small Sidewinders. And that's another thing that changed a little bit here. We are going to take the performance into account of survivability a little bit here. This is not the pure survivability tests, but we will not make the bombers invulnerable because we want their own weapons to be able to damage themselves. As we've seen with some of the bomber designs, they've had issues where they kind of damaged themselves too. So we want to make sure that that exists here. So the survivability will be a part of the score, but dealing with the bombers here will of course be the most amount of the score here. And we can see the story Hana has successfully taken out one of these Sidewinders. And we're having some issues with those missiles not being too accurate here. Well, we're gonna see how this ends. It really seems that the story Hana's side got crippled again, which made its maneuverability kinda bad, which made it not be able to hit this thing very reliably. Also, the story Hana's auxiliary missiles seem to be a tiny little bit too slow to actually reliably deal with the Sidewinder. So we're having a little bit of a survivability issue here. If we repair the wings again, I believe the accuracy will be much better. So we're going to grade it on a 5-point scale. The different challenges have some different scales, but most of the challenges have a single or 5-point scale. So we're going to put it according to that 5-point scale. I think I know enough how able it is to deal with a Sidewinder like this. Again, it is... the story Hana isn't much more expensive than a Sidewinder, so, you know. But the story Hana from Adnecris is actually too expensive, so it has those issues too. You know, I think a story Hana should probably be able to deal with 2 Sidewinders. It kinda doesn't, but it kinda does decently. But I know that I will not be able to send one of these into battle to deal with 2 Sidewinders. It will not be enough. So I think I got enough for the scores. Yeah, so we're gonna move on to the next one, which looks gorgeous, by the way, in its standby mode. Look at it. This is Korvak's design. No, Kovrak's. I mess that up all the time. The Secret Advisor, also known as. This is the Manta War. You've seen it before. Maybe you're even... maybe you even would say you like it a lot. Maybe you are in the Manta. Whoops. There we go. There we got another one. Alright. So I believe we have 2 Sidewinders here. Yeah, I didn't accidentally spawn 3 of them. That's good. So we're having some fragments popping in here. I guess that's like proximity fused frags. It's actually pretty competent anti-air stuffs. Ooh. Oh no. It decided to disengage. Oh no. Oh lord. That ain't great. That's... I wonder what happened. I don't know what happened there. My god, that was so surprising. It just insta-died. Well, we spawned everything afresh. So we're gonna see, it kind of flies pretty low. Alright. Manta. Come on. Alright. And there we go. It really gets freaked out by those missiles. Oh no. I think the particular loadout of the Sidewinders are probably particularly dangerous for the Manta war since it has so much wood. And it seems to actually be chased by them. Poor thing. It seems to have troubles. It's getting kind of chased. Alright, it's not shot down at least. Let's see if we're getting an aim here. We're disengaging. I don't get it. I don't get it. Do we have some detection issues here? Let's try and see if we can do a repair. It's moving really smoothly to avoid those missiles, but we're again in the situations we're actually getting chased by these tiny crafts. Oh, bam! That's loud, man. It didn't hit, however. Alright. I think the Manta war is better designed to punch upwards. Now it's trying to use its tail to gauge the sonar detections a bit, which is not the right way, not the right area to do that. Or maybe it just looked like it. No, it's trying to dip down a bit. Oh man, I did expect the Manta war to just insta-kill one of them. I wonder why it's so hesitant. Is it a detection or something? We seem to have a detector in there. Alright, there we go. Ah, miss again. Well, I guess we'll try and restart this bell. There we go. It likes to go low on this Ashes of the Empires map. I think it must be thinking that we're kind of close to the water and thus it tries to compensate for that. Alright. So it was a little bit hesitant before. Let's see if it will line up and actually fire here. Ah, it just doesn't. Let me check. I'm not controlling any weapons right now, because I shouldn't be sitting in this seat at all, which I am not. Alright, so because I know before I messed things up. Well, I think well, I know the Manta war is very competent at punching upwards. I do know that, but well, for this particular challenge, it's not very good at dealing with the quick wheels, as we call them. It just hasn't enough time to line up and pick a shot. It just gets lost and gets damaged, and like not a lot of stuff is happening here. So I think we have to go to the next challenge actually. So in any case, well, that was a bummer. That was well, I think I'm as disappointed as you are, the secret advisor, because I really thought it would insta-crack him. But I understand it takes some time to line up these diff guns, and again, this is really a upwards punching craft, not cleaning up the small parts, small crafts. Well, next up we have Jono's second submission, the Isanth 5, which is more the meme build from StarMade, but whatever. I allowed multiple entries, so it shall be tested like the other ones. Jono has 2 submissions, that's not very much. Because Nilden has 3, and that's nothing but because Sean Reed has 4. And then Scooby Mation in the cringe has 2 too. I don't know if I missed the multiples, but next Army of Gmodism trials, I'm sorry, but I will limit it to 1 entry per person. It's very cool to see a lot of submissions, but since more people, since a lot more people than I would have expected kind of wanted to do this, I got a lot more submissions than I thought. Because it's kind of really specific. It's not just build a bomber, it's like build a Army of Gmodism bomber with our fleet colors and decals or else kind of setup. So of course this is kind of the exception because it's a meme, but yeah. With the understanding that it might not have qualified in, but I felt Star made nostalgic, so I didn't. I let it stay here. I let it stay in. Well, this ain't doing very well. Try and repair this thing and see what we can do. But in any case, since it's so specific like that, our Army of Gmodism faction needs a new bomber. I kind of thought that a lot of people would be like, no, I only want to build my own faction, and that's understandable, of course. But in the Army of Gmodism there are many people, and of course a lot of people can build Army of Gmodism stuff. It's just join and build. But in any case, that was something that I would make it be less than it was. So yeah. The Isanth 5 is really taking some heavy crap from these Sidewinders. And it's unable to hit with those guns too. It ain't gonna be cleaning up any much time soon here. If we just repair this thing, it's very unlikely to hit, it seems like. Well, if we just repair this thing a little bit, reload its guns for it, see what he will do. Just stay there. Oh well. Well, as for the Isanth 5, the guns are kinda inaccurate and it's very weak. It kind of just sits there and just gets picked out of the sky, so... Well... Yeah. I think we'll be moving on. This will have about the same score as the previous contestant. This beautiful design is Jono's real submission. So, it's really cool. I like it. We're gonna see how it fares. It has a big cram bomb as its gun. I do wonder if these wing parts will kind of be a little bit susceptible. This is detection, right? Detection turrets. It kind of flies high, shredding off some rubber parts. Oh no. The Sidewinder may be a little bit more dangerous than I anticipated. Oh, it kind of killed it though. Alright, one of our propellers are being shot down, but we're still able to intercept the missiles and operate this cram cannon. Wow. It's being a real champion here. It has severe engine problems, but it has measurements to intercept those missiles, and it was able to operate the gun. Alright. Oh, I think it can't find a good angle. Those anti-missile missiles are doing a great job of keeping it off our back. Oh, I do believe its repair bot was able to fix it up enough. That's super. It goes into safe distance. Very smart maneuvers here. Sadly, the anti-missile system can't really engage with missiles coming up from surface to air. So it has a limited range there. That's not the best. It probably should fire anyways. Well, in any case. I think we're going down for a bomb dive. Let's see here. Bam! We did some damage, alright. No kill, but that was definitely closing in on it. Did a decent job taking out the first one, but it did get its propeller kind of shot out pretty early. So I felt that was a little bit unlucky for it too. So we're just going to start again. Alright. Let's see here. We're gauging in here. Fragmentations are flying in the air, testing and scratching our metal armor a bit. Missiles were not able to be intercepted at this angle again. Ow! That was a good try, but didn't really hit home. It feels like this anti-missile turret is better to deal with air-to-air missiles than the ground-to-air, which we're facing here, due to its angular placement. I think it's just really funny with these. So we're having like a IR. We're just having some mimics wood in front of it. Yeah. I think it's doing pretty good at surviving this thing at least. It has some times when it feels like it's gonna get a little bit messed up by those missiles. Ah, very close. It's kind of hard to hit them with a cram like this. That has to be said. We're seeming to have engine problems here. Ouch. Well, I just wanted to try one last little session with making this go up for a little rise and do some damage. Or I just want to see, because the first shot with the cram, it was so accurate. It was like dead on, really efficient. So I want to see. Oh, that was a good blast. That was a good blast. It kind of get flipped by... Oh yeah, okay, look at that. That's really good. Flipping him over is definitely a strategy. I wanted to see if that first cram super hit was pure luck or if it's like really accurate. But with these aiming turrets, it actually seems to be really accurate. I know enough now to gauge this design. It struggles a little bit in the survivability department when getting faced with these Sidewinders like this. But so has the other designs too, so far. But it gives me a good gauge on how to grade it, and I think it's pretty decent. We could send this out against two Sidewinders and it would probably eventually win. But if it got a secondary as a backup, we'll do group bomber testings in the future, by the way. There are many challenges planned. All of them are graded. Yeah. But in any case, if this had a little squad, I think they could achieve a lot. Well, we're gonna move on to the next one. Here we have it. Kinda sexist design. I bet this one will be able to pretty efficiently target them. And it should be pretty quick, so I don't expect it to really get hit. It actually isn't that quick. Right. We're taking some fire. We're taking some fire. Mayday, mayday. Alright. The menace of those light frags. Here we go. The laser guided. Oh! Oh, will they lock on? No! It. No! I forgot it was laser guided. And it fires them all the same time. Ooh. This has really good potential of being really great, but at its current state, I draw back my previous statement 1000%. I don't think it will be able to hit them at all because they're too fast and it has too small of a window to actually lock on that laser, and it's not gonna be able to hit them in time, is it? Like if we just spawn another one here. Let's just check how it fares. Let's see here. If we can fire and lock on like one blaster. Okay, it tries to lock on. Ah. Yeah, this seems kind of Sexist design is having a real trouble with its detection to lock on that laser. I think for this particular case, or in basically all cases, I think maybe radar guided would have been much better. It's just can't see him. It's like staying here very confused. Welp. Let's see if we can spawn him from a further away distance and see if it gets a little bit more lucky. It just flies in a really funny angle. Oh well. Man, this little like metal in front of them, man. I shouldn't like I won't alter the designs when I do this. We won't like think about the results, but I think it would do much better if they were kind of free like this, because then it should be able to lock on, maybe. I don't know, man. Well, I do think I know enough to see that this particular one does have issues hitting targets that's like, even when it's kind of still, it just is not able to lock on that laser guidance for long enough. Yeah. Alright, alright. Next design. Alright, we haven't had much luck in the first couple of batches here, but here we are with Light of the World's Star Drop. And we shall indeed see how this bomber will fare against the Sidewinders. I think it has a good speed, and this pack, if it hits, should be able to kill them pretty decently, I suppose. Oh, no. Did they hit each other? Was the Star Drop involved somehow in making that happen? Because I kind of don't think it was, but if it was, that was some real master plan. Wow. Bam. Oh, we're playing with fate here. Look at that. Did we knock it out? What happened? It doesn't look damaged. Maybe it was an explosion. Wasn't it an explosive pack? Or was it one of the other designs? Bam! Just annihilated that thing. Beautiful. Cool. We're starting this little battle here. Just to make sure that it wasn't all luck. So let's see if Light of the World will line up for some killer pack shots. That was close, but no cigar. Well, it's closing in a little bit. It's pretty accurate though. If that had been, man, it's just fooling those missiles. It's doing really cool loops. I wonder how you make things do loops. If it's like unintentional or if it's a escape maneuver. Wow, that was so close. I think the Sidewinders should worry a little bit here. It has decoy missiles too. I really wonder if the missiles will go for the decoys or not. Alright, it's diving down. Oh my god, this is pretty tense. Ooh! That shot off apart. Man, if it had its pack on like tiny weak setting, it could probably deal some damage there. It kind of moves pretty cool when it just climbs like that and just lines up its pack. Oh, that was so cool. It's like a death ray. I think this is a joy to behold. All right. No. Come on. Whoa! There we go. Yeah, that's a nice kill. And it's staying pretty intact too. It's doing a pretty good job at staying healthy up here. So I think that's pretty impressive. Okay. Lining up, bam. It's pretty close, pretty close. It's a little bit too quick and too maneuvery. Those missiles and those, they will not be able to hit this design, the star drop, until like it repairs its. I guess it has a repair bot or something, because that's very okay. Good to have for some design vehicles. Bam! And there we go. Yeah. Maybe it takes a tiny bit of time, but it's definitely best so far we've seen in the first batch here. And of course the first kind of batch kind of sets this scale, but a lot of yeah, okay, yeah. The first batch kind of doesn't have very high points, that must be admitted, but this one is getting a high score. Definitely by far the most efficient designs at dealing with these fast type of vehicles. So yeah, Light of the World, good job with that pack. It's insanely accurate. It can just... Okay, not like... Just because I said it missed. It's not insanely accurate, but it's accurate enough for doing the job done. And it's pretty evasive too, so it isn't getting damaged a lot either. Oh. This is like a torpedo, right? Tries to use it, but to no avail. Bam! Well, in any case, it gets the job done. Pretty decent, doesn't get taken out by them, so definitely best so far. Impressive indeed. We are going to continue with the next batch next week, so stay tuned in for that, of course. Well, in any case, this is your High Admiral, and we are signing out. Until next time. So I hope you did enjoy this little first blast. We got a lot of surprises here, I must say. I was surprised by almost each and every of the designs that popped in here. The ones I didn't think was going to like have the best results had the best results, and those that I did think would have the best results had the worst results. So that's really cool to be surprised like this when we put a curveball in the specifics like this. Like, these are very small crafts. We can't reliably deal with them with, probably maybe we could, but I would not like to deal with them theoretically using fighter aircrafts, because they are more adapted for anti-air use, and I kind of want something that targets land and sea. Thus, I want to be able to bring in the bombers to deal with stuff like this. So it's really good to see which could perform what here. And we will indeed be signing out until next time, so I hope you enjoyed it, and special thanks to all the enlisted in the Army of Gmodism who are in our little channel there. So if you want to be in the Army of Gmodism's just regular enlisted, you should definitely join it, and you self-assign yourself Matrus 3rd class, and you can see the otherwise hidden hashtag Army of Gmodism chat room in our Discord, which is for enlisted and commissioned officers. Otherwise, huge thanks to the commissioned officers who are supporting us every month at Patreon, most notably Admiral Super Dave, Admiral Scooberox, Captain Y, Lieutenant Sasteria, C2, Cravey, Parbagrid, Talaras, and Vincent Veritas. And also, thanks to all the cadets. Your continued support really help the army stay strong. In any case, this is your host and Lord High Admiral, and we are indeed signing out.